Hello, buddy, Crab here, and last time we built, as someone put it, this literal graphics card, which on the inside is just 80 refineries in a line to make beautiful turbo fuel. And today what we're going to do is build the entire rest of this factory, which purpose is to make rocket fuel, so I can then power my nuclear power plant. Ah yes, my brain is huge. Now let us begin. Okay, maybe explaining like the machines I need would be important. This general area is for iron plates and these converters, which are making nitrogen gas, because we are over in this like lake area and there's no nitrogen gas around here, but there is bauxite. So using SAM ore to make reanimated SAM and some bauxite, we're making nitrogen, which is going to be used for our nitric acid with iron plates and water in these blenders on the roof. And we're going to be using this nitric acid mixed with turbo fuel, which we are making down here, to put in some blenders over there to make some beautiful rocket fuel. In fact, we're making about 2,000 of it. So these converters up front are going to be for our nitrogen. Then we're going to have a water extractor generally somewhere in here, because I want to put it inside because I need exactly one. I only need 200 of water. And then we're going to have iron plates being made around here and the reanimated SAM being made around here. We're going to have to squeeze in all these machines in this general Dorito chipped triangle, but that's okay. Tight fits are always fun to make. See, it fits like almost perfectly. It's like barely scrunched in here. Oh, this is going to be horrific. Anyways, these three are the iron plates, these three are the reanimated SAM, and we have our wonderful water extractor just sitting in Ann Square in the middle of this whole Dorito. Now, we are going to be walling this general area off because I do want to have all the sections separated. So we have this refinery area, this area, which is all the things being made for nitric acid. This area will be our compact coal area, the blenders for our rocket fuel, and more converters to make sulfur, because we only have 600 sulfur, which is sitting right over there, and I need 1,000, so I have to use converters and some iron ore to make sulfur, to make compact coal, to make turbo fuel. Okay, I'm expanding the wall using this blueprint that I made last time, and while I was doing this, I was looking over and onto the floor, and I was like, I hate Z-fighting with a passion. I love coated concrete, but with coated concrete, you really get to see the Z-fighting, and I hate it so much. It's so annoying. Ugh. I'm gonna have to deal with this for both Doritos. This Dorito and that Dorito are gonna have Z-fighting, and I have to fix it in both of them, and oh my god, I hate it. Okay, I was messing around with like enclosing this space, and I came up with cool ideas. Number one, this wall, it just has all 4 resources being made in here, and kind of just shove them on the wall just to have a very quick visual, because for most of these things the belts are hidden, so you don't actually know when you walk in, so having the signs is kind of nice. But number 2 is this like a resource wall. Now when you're on the ground you don't actually get to see most of the resources, which is kind of sad, but when you're in the air you can see everything and it looks pretty nice. We have the SAM, reanimated SAM, iron plates, iron ore and bauxite, nitrogen gas, and water. So those are the 7 resources that will be kind of displayed here. Now something I'm trying to figure out is, since we're dealing with a triangle, doing lighting. Now when it came to the beautiful refineries in here, it was really easy. I put a little bit in the strip in the middle, and I put 1 strip above the refineries, and that kind of lit up this entire place. But I can't use these matte black billboards above here because of the Z-fighting that'll happen. It'll just look wrong. So I'm gonna have to use normal foundations, a little bit of lighting, and probably a skylight above these converters, because I do want to have 1, a little bit of roof detail on top, and 2, just natural light coming in from more than just these windows down below. Okay, this doesn't really give a good view of this skylight. Maybe if I went down to the floor to show you. I feel like it looks fine. When you walk close to the converters, you can basically see the whole thing. But once we're over here, once we have normal lights lighting up these machines, you will only really see the natural light coming down to the converters. So hopefully from far away, from right here, you'll have like this artificial light from here, and you'll get some natural glow coming from the back, which is my hope. We'll have to see once we actually build the thing, you know? And on the roof, I think it looks fine. Adding this little bit of a bump in detail to the rest of this flat surface, or what will be a flat surface, is kind of important. Now I have to figure out the rest of this triangle. This was the easy bit. This is going to be much more annoying. Okay, even though technically above me isn't enclosed, so the lighting isn't quite right, you get the idea. We have this artificial light way up front, and in the back you have more of that glow from the outside. And you have like the nice shining bits on the converters. I think it looks nice. With that, this room is like basically done, so we get to move on to the next one, which is going to be the assemblers. Okay, this is looking pretty nice. We need 40 assemblers, so 10, 20, and then I'm thinking we do 2 layers. First of all, we have to do a little bit of math. We need 1.2 thousand compact coal because of the turbo fuel. We're making 1.2 thousand over there, but our rocket fuel blenders give us 200 compact coal as an extra resource. So we only need 1,000 compact coal. So if anybody's questioning why I'm making 40 assemblers for 1200 compact coal. That's the reason. We have 200 from the blenders. I do think double layering would be cool. Like if we just go up and we just had a platform like right here and had assemblers above them, it would look very cool having 2 layers. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I might have it be a whole separate floor that just can't be accessed from this bottom one. We'll have to see. Okay, this looks good. Look at it. Is so nice. Look at it. I'm using these little lights to highlight the assemblers below, and then we're using these frames to kind of build up to the other floor, and then on the other floor it's just another line of assemblers. But I think having it on both sides will look very good. Okay, I was coming across a problem where this second floor kind of has to be its own thing. I was like, well, how do I make these assemblers attached to the ones down below and make them look nice? Well, if we take Mark 6 belts and kind of use them as like pillars, if you look, like this looks awesome. Oh my god, I love this so much. I'm so glad I did this. So yeah, we don't actually get to see the second layer. I'll have to do like a staircase somewhere around here that comes up to here so we can walk up here and make sure everything's flowing correctly. But down below, having these lines of Mark 6 belts, the enclosed lifts, is just awesome. I love it. Now, I was looking at this and just the general areas, and I was like, I don't have much movement around here that you can see all too well. And so I pulled another stroke of genius out of my brain, and I was like, well, what if we just displayed the compact coal? Oh my god, this is awesome. So these are 16 Mark 1 belts, which leaves 0.3 of a Mark 1 belt that we won't have displayed for 1,000 compact coal, which is going to be going up. Oh, this looks awesome. And then we have to and then we have to re-put it together and then send it towards the turbo fuel. This is such a mess. It's no better down here. I mean, it's slightly better because all these splitters, but oh my god, this is awesome. Now, something I guarantee most of you will despise is the fact that this is not centered. And by that I mean this entire assembler area isn't centered. You see, technically speaking, the center of this building is right here. And if we notice, we're about 2 foundations over on this side, but we're no foundations over on this side. So this center bit is actually off by about half a foundation, which means when we come down here, while technically, yes, this would be off center by a full foundation, this is technically the center of the bit. This is technically the center of this room. And there's nothing I can do about this now. See, you just have the knowledge that this entire place is off-centered by about a foundation and a half. Anyways, we're gonna move on and ignore the problem. You wanna know what I love? That's right, Walmart ceilings if they were black. Booyah, baby. It looks a little goofy, not gonna lie, but I mean, it's fine. It's pretty. And it lights these assemblers perfectly. Also, something cool that I'm doing is like this little walkway bit, so we can technically see the second floor from this area down below, because that's the height of the triangle building, or the triangle section, so I just was like, we'll just go across, it'll be fine. I can just look at the assemblers. But I couldn't fit the staircase here because of the compact coal, so we actually have to go around to this staircase. This is the blender section, so we go to the blender section, and then we go up, and that'll take us over to the assemblers. That's the fun part about having a literal mountain right next to your build, is you can't just staircase out, you have to go along its width. It's very annoying, but it looks cool. But now we must move on to Dorito number 2. Now this Dorito is very easy, because all we're making in here is sulfur, and only 400 at that. It's only a few machines. But we do have Yi geothermal power thingy in the center of our blender slash Dorito. So it's gonna be goofy. See, what did I tell you about simple and easy? 4 converters, 2 little constructors for 400 sulfur. We are gonna have to do some goofy stuff with this wall right here because we won't have anything over here, so we can't window it the whole way, but that's okay. We have this massive rock formation going in the center of the building anyways, so I'd have to not have windows here. But luckily I have dealt with most of the clipping. Now if you're wondering how to deal with clipping, what you do is you raise the foundations by like the smallest amount. If you don't know how to do that, what you do is you go to Ye Big Pillars, and if you're trying to raise it, then you just put it on top of the foundation, then you get like a little barrier. You kind of just go up. So if you can see, it's highlighted yellow, and as soon as it's done highlighting yellow, go a little bit above that, and then you can attach a foundation to it. And then technically speaking, it's a little bit above, but not enough to actually matter, and so that will deal with clipping issues. That's how I fix all the clipping in these Doritos, is just by raising these foundations by the tiniest margin. Okay, but now I have to figure out what to do with this space. And I have an idea. Okay, batteries, but it's missing something. It needs something. Okay, that looks better. It just needed a light. Now we have little batteries along this wall. Looks so nice. Oh, and we have a ceiling, just by the way. It's nothing too complicated. It's just a few lights above the machines and above these batteries, and that's about it. And I did a skylight above the geothermal power thingy. Geothermal generator, that's what it's called. It is funny doing these builds where like the refineries were set to a certain height, so the entire building is now that height, but we have a lot of empty space because we don't actually need the building to be that height. Like, this is 2 foundations worth of room that's basically just gonna be covered up and not used. That's okay. If I didn't tell you that, you never would have known it was here. And I do gotta say, this place is looking so nice. Still gotta do the blenders, but like the general building, you know, you got a good idea of what this bottom building's gonna look like. And it's green, and it's beautiful, and it matches this area around it. Oh, I also did the oil. I now have that hooked up, but not on, but it's hooked up. Okay, now let's do the blenders. I have zero idea what I'm supposed to do for these. They're like tall, but not tall enough to matter. It's gonna be annoying, and I have to fit them in basically a 5 foundation long area for this building to look right. This is gonna suck. Okay, first thing, we have 20 blenders in here, but it actually is 11 blenders long. Now the reason for this is we are missing 2 blenders here, so we have 5, and then we have 4, and then we have 10, and we have 1 sitting at the end, which is part of this side of 10. It's that one. It makes sense. And I had an idea, right? What if I didn't walk on the same level as the blenders, but instead walked above them and just looked at these mixing bowls? This is an idea, and I like this idea. Oh, and it looks so nice with color-coded pipes. Oh, they're beautiful, and the belts go down. Well, I actually have to hook all this stuff down under here, which is going to be so fun in this extremely tight, terrible space. I'm going to hate this part. But up here, it's looking nice and pretty. Okay, now I have to do underneath. Oh, this is going to suck. Okay, but first, Walmart Ceiling 2.0. I put lights above the blenders this time instead of above the walkway because they're, like, right next to each other. But it looks good. It's very nice. But now I have to do all the work down here. Okay, down here is a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. We're just gonna ignore that. And we're gonna go turn the whole factory on now. And to do that, what we do is we go down here and we say random power node, you're gonna connect to this random power node. And then everything turns on and everything will start going. And all these will start moving. The batteries will start charging. There's like 10 of them, so it's not that many batteries, but it is still batteries. And then finally, these blenders will start producing rocket fuel. The nice part about rocket fuel is it's technically a gas, and so I don't have to do any pumps to pump it up above us, which I don't really have a doorway out, so I just break walls and then kind of close it off and say, ah, yes, this is my way up. Now, I guarantee something is not correct, so we're going to wait and see what I forgot to hook up. Okay, so technically the only thing I didn't hook up was the nitric acid. You know those blenders up on top of the GPU area? They're the nitric acid, and they just weren't connected to the pipe, so they weren't being sent over to here. But now, I've AFK'd for like 2 hours, and I'm making rocket fuel. In fact, I've made so much it's overflowed, and by that I mean I sat here for like 10 minutes, because I'm making 2,000 a minute. It overflowed relatively quickly. But now, we're going to use the whole, and I brought it up just to these pipes up here, which will then go up towards the 192 fuel generators above us. But that is it for today. I'm fairly certain this will be a quick video, so I hope you have enjoyed. And come back next time for the annoyance of having to decorate fuel generators in the sky in a hexagonal form. This whole area is gonna suck to build, I guarantee it. Also, you should subscribe, because that's a nice thing to do.